do a little launch, see how she does. Alright, so just a quick thing I want to do with Mighty Mouse in this video. We have about 300 or 400 miles on this guy with the turbo setup, and it's been doing good, it's been running great. I want to pull the spark plug and see how it's been running. By pulling the spark plug, we'll be able to look at the end of it, and that'll give us an indication of whether we're burning too rich, too lean, or are we burning too hot. So this shouldn't be a long video. I can get right in here pretty easy. I'm gonna pull the spark plug, we're gonna look it out. And then if it is burning hot, I do have a 1-step colder spark plug here to throw in there, which being boosted, we probably should be running this anyway, so I'm probably just gonna go ahead and throw this in there. But let me get the spark plug out and we'll see how she's burning. All right guys, here is our factory spark plug. It's not looking too bad. The only modification I have done with this is under the advisement of Joe Kowinski, who's I've been kind of going to as far as advice on turbo, because he has quite a bit of experience with turbo, not just long travel kits. He said that single cylinder engines like a plug with a big gap, and these Honda plugs are gapped awful wide from the factory. In fact, the gap on these from the factory is so big that my feeler gauge didn't even have one that was thick enough to be wedged in there. So Joe told me that boosted vehicles like a smaller spark plug gap. So the only modification I did was pinch my gap shut a little bit. And before I did that, I ran this about 100 miles as is, and I will put the picture in here now of what my spark plug looked like. And as you can see, as white as it was in that old picture, I was burning really hot. So anytime you have the end of your spark plug here white, like in that picture I just showed, that means you're running too hot. Now since closing my gap here, you can see that it's looking much better. It's not as white, but if I can get the GoPro to focus here a little bit, we are still pretty white here on the end. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and throw in my other spark plug. Now this is a 1-step cooler, and the way you tell how hot a spark plug is by the number here. You can see, if this will focus, this is a BKR 5E2 or 5E11. So in order to go 1 step colder, we actually need it to go up a number. So the spark plug I have here to replace it is identical, except it's a BKR 6E and not a 5E. As besides a little white there in the end, this looks like it's been running pretty good. We're gonna save this guy, there's nothing wrong with this one. But for around 2,500 miles, I think is what I have on the 500, she's still pretty clean. Here is a 0.025 inch or 0.635 millimeter. And that is what I have my gap set at. So let's check and see where we're at on the new plug. Okay, so it's pretty big too. It's set bigger than what my scale is. So I think we'll set it, we'll start, since it's a colder plug, at a little bit bigger gap. I'm gonna set it to 0.03 inches or 0.762 millimeters. We'll give that a start at that. If I can find my pliers. All right, so there we are. We'll install this guy, see how she's running. I may have to play around with the tuning a little bit, running a colder plug. I don't know how that's gonna affect the tuning, but we'll see. We'll put this in, run it a few miles, pull her, and see how she looks. All right, my engine, besides being in the heated garage, is dead cold. I do have a fresh battery I installed. So let's see how this sounds on a cold engine startup with the new plug. Fired right up. We'll give it a second for our AFRs to come up here and read. 12.3, 12.5. somewhere in between there, which is where the tuner has it set. She jumped up to 13 there a little bit. It's compensating, which is still okay. We're just at idle still. 13, 14's not gonna hurt anything. We may have to adjust our tuning with that plug. We were getting up into 11 there. Well, there she go. You might just have to be learning here a little bit. Let's hop in, take her for a spin, and see how she's running. Alright guys, let's see how the 500's running with a one-step colder plug. We'll keep a look at our AFRs the whole time. We're idling right around 13, which is probably about where it should be, between 13 and 13 and a half. Take her easy up the hill till she warms up. The shift, you gotta get the oil warm before it likes to shift. Oh, just putt up the hill till she warms up. AFRs are sticking around 12.8. Alright, now I should be able to hit second. So we leaned out there a little bit. So we probably are going to have to adjust the tuning now to compensate for that colder running plug. Somebody's running a pickup truck on my drag course, probably a gas well tender. Walk that off. I don't want this all tore up. Alright, I'm going to do a little second gear launch here. Do a little launch, see how she does. Touch lean, and it might be one of those things where the dyno jet's got to learn, the auto tune's got to learn to compensate. Oh, I don't have a boost gauge hooked up right now, so I can't tell what we're running for boost. Not doing too bad. I think for time being I'm going to leave stuff alone get some more miles on there, we'll pull the plug, we'll check our data on the computer from the auto tune, and make some adjustments from there. One thing I am going to do here now is pull a hill, pretty good hill where the country whoops is, and see how the AFRs hold, and see how the power holds going up a steady steep incline. We'll go up in third gear. We started up the hill there, we hit 14 for AFR, and then she adjusted back down. It's about 12.5, 12.6, so that's awesome. Auto tune's working like it should. Alright, so that actually seems to be... Whoa! I picked up a stick! I wondered what I heard up here. Holy cow, how big is that? Yeah, not too big. Anyway, as I was saying, we seem to be running pretty good with that one-step colder spark plug. I said my AFRs were a little on the lean side there at first, but as I drove around and stuff, the auto-tune was correcting and adjusting. So I think we're gonna be good to go. I'm just gonna run this for a while. Like I said, we'll get some more miles on it. I will say, seat of the pants feel, this thing might be running better and be a little more peppy with that colder running plug. So I know one thing we have left to do is to head back to the drag strip and see if we can get that 7.7 second 0 to 30 time down. Which again, that 7.7 was on the big heavy 32s. We're on the 28s now, so I'm pretty sure we can beat that time. But now that we've got the heavy duty Demon axles on there, I think we might play around with some slightly boosted launches. Which means I gotta hook up my boost gauge again so I can see what boost we're running. So I'll probably do that off camera, and then the next time I see you guys, hopefully the weather will have broke. We had freezing rain again today, and this is the end of March, so March is definitely going out like a line. But hopefully we can get Mighty Mouse back out on the drag strip and see what the best 0 to 30 time we can get on the 28 running 7 PSI. Joe also said, and happened to mention, with the colder plug, I might be able to push the boost up to 10 pounds now without running out of fuel. Because he was thinking that might have had more to do with my spark gap being too big than actually overworking the stock fuel system. So we'll see, we'll definitely play around. First thing, get that pressure gauge back up. So I know this was just a little short update video of Mighty Mouse, but I know you guys like to stay in the know as far as what's going on. So that's what's going on. So thanks for watching. Please don't forget to give a good old thumbs up as that boosts my analytics. And if you guys want some additional content from me that doesn't pertain with ATVs or side-by-side, that I've started a second channel that chronicles my journey back into martial arts and trying to get back into martial arts shape. You guys don't know, I used to be big into martial arts back in the day. I am a black belt. I used to teach it. I have not practiced it in 15 years. And so this new channel is me trying to get back on it. So it's quite comical. Hopefully it's motivating, and either way it's highly entertaining. Whether you know anything about martial arts or not, you should find enjoyment in watching me make a fool of myself at some times as I try to get back at it. So check that out. The link's in my description below for that channel. Again, thanks for watching, guys. And until next time, God bless and keep on riding.